Hello. Test 1, 2. Making sure everything's working. Oh, it's already recording too. Fantastic. Hey, Katie. Can you hear me? You're muted. I'll unmute you.
There we go.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Good. Jessica should be logging in soon. I just texted her, so.
All right.
Hopefully.
So I clicked to record like right when it started, so it's already recording. So
Cool. I'll be on my best behavior.
Be on your best behavior. Yeah. I'm not sure where to start.
I know. I'm curious what you have, what your little outline is.
Yeah, me too. I've got all kinds of notes.
Okay.
Let's see where we shall begin.
Texas, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make something else. Oh.
I'm going to shut my blind. It's awful bright behind me. Let me see.
I guess I still have time for this.
Oh, it'll get dark in a second.
How's it going?
So far, so good. We just had a little storm that just popped up. Did you get rain down there?
Not yet. It was getting kind of cloudy around here.
Yeah. I think it missed my house, but I was over at Kim's, and so we got stuck in the rain. But,
at Kim's?
Yeah. I was over at her house hanging with her for a little bit.
All right. I was going to pull something from the comp plan, but I forgot to grab the graphic.
Do they have the income disclosure for 2018, or is it pretty much the same?
Yeah, that one, they haven't updated it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like that it's real numbers now. They're more accurate numbers.
Oh, okay.
Because it's referring to all the active people, because before it was everyone.
Everyone. Okay.
And like 90% of the people are just customers, you know?
Yeah.
Which the numbers are more accurate because it puts everything into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this tonight.
Yeah.
I couldn't contain myself.
I think it'll be fun. Is Dina gonna log on, Dina?
Who?
Dina?
Whoa, I forgot to admit these people.
Oh, they wait. We're just sitting here talking.
Yeah, so.
Chilling. So then you see when they all log in. Okay.
There they go. Gosh.
Hey, Jessica. Can she hear me? I hope she can. Oh, she's on mute.
Hey, sorry to keep you guys waiting. I'm new to Zoom. I haven't hosted a class like this before, so I didn't realize I was supposed to admit you into the class.
We're just having a good old time.
So my apologies. I guess. So Jessica, and who's 512-825-9011?
I'm trying to see if I can.
Let me unmute you guys.
This is Robert.
Oh, Robert. Okay.
Let's go, bro.
All right. Welcome to the class. And who's Jess?
That should be my Jessica, I think. Jessica Cranford.
Okay.
On mute. I don't know.
Veronica's here. All right. Pretty good turnout tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to mute you guys, and then if you want to speak, just unmute yourselves, because like, let's say if you, I was in a big Zoom class once before, and like somebody burped, and
I promise I won't.
yeah, it's kind of funny. So, and then what happens is it locks in on their face. So it's like, okay, you're the one that burped. So let me go ahead and, yeah. So let me see. I'm just wondering where to start on all this, because like, I have all these notes. I have like a ton of information, and I'm just like wondering where everybody is right now. So I would like to have a conversation with you guys, like just to see like what you need, or like who has hosted a class. Like, I mean, you can raise your hand, or there's also a chat feature in here too. So how did you guys, like, you can speak, how did you guys like feel about teaching a class? I mean, I always have my Valor, you know, I just take a sniff of that, and but like, did you guys need anything, or did you like, I mean, how did it go? Did you guys have success with them? Because I know, I mean, you guys are like sponsoring people, enrolling people, so there's got to be something working. So anybody have any comments about that? If not, I'll just go ahead and start from the top. As far as like what $500 means to people, like $500 a month can change a lot, you know, because I was just thinking about how, like, because like, let's say you have like your mortgage payment, you pay an extra $500 a month on your mortgage payment. And so I was doing some calculations last night to see what the difference is. Like, let's say you're buying a $200,000 house, 5% interest, and your payment is like $1,000 a month. So if you added an extra $500 a month to your mortgage payment, you will cut off 15 years off of your note. So let's say a 30-year note, you'll cut 15 years off of that, and you'll save over $100,000 in interest.
Yeah.
I mean, just $500. I mean, that's huge. Somebody else is in there. I gotta keep looking to see who's needs to add. So, gotta add people in. So yeah, $500 can be a lot, and so saving $100,000, I mean, that's huge. And let me see, there was another calculation I did too. Okay, making $500 a month is the equivalent of having $103,000 in, like, let's say a bank account, and you're earning like 6% interest. So yeah, I don't know if anybody has $100,000 in the bank and it's just accruing, you know, $500 a month in interest. So, you know, a lot of people don't have that. And so that $500 is significant. And so I just picked that number for this class just as a starting point, because that is so achievable. You know, like, because when I started, you know, in this business, like I made $50 right off the bat, and I didn't know what I got that check for, you know, when I got it in the mail. And it was because I enrolled someone. So first of all, if you want free products, you know, if you're doing the $100 to earn a bonus check, you know, enroll 2 people. You know, I mean, that may be more, you know, hard. I mean, easier to say than do, but what I want to do is go over how we can do that, how we can enroll, you know, 2 people a month in order to get our products paid for. Because, you know, I want my products for free. I'm sure you guys do too. So, so yeah, I mean, raise your hand if you're all about that too. Yeah. So yeah, those were some calculations I did last night. So it's pretty interesting. So, yeah. So what does $500 a month mean to you? Paying off debt, your house, your car, student loans, things like that, credit cards. So, yeah. So a reason why I wanted everyone to create a vision board is because, we need a vision board in order to get where we want to be. And the crazy thing is, before I even made a vision board, like I was just looking on, online and just found this car. Like it was this SUV that I really like. And I put it on my vision board now. I have my vision board right behind me, but I have it now on my vision board, but back then I just had it on my computer. And it was so crazy that like when I would drive to work, I drove through a pretty here's another one. I gotta keep admitting people. So when I drove to work, I would go through, a pretty like low income area. I mean, it's very anyway, you would never see this car in that area, in that, this part of town. And I would pass by two of them on my way to work. And now, like where I live, like there's one on the other side of my in my parking spot, there's one like directly across from me. So like that car is like pursuing me. And it's crazy how okay, I have that on my vision board, and I had a picture of it before I even had it on there. And I don't know, that's just weird to me. Like how, okay, this is something that's been constant all the time. And it's just like leaving work this morning, it was like right there. Let me see. So yeah, as far as identifying goals, what are the benefits? Like the benefits, like I mentioned before, when you're paying $500 extra on your mortgage payment, and saving, $100,000, cutting off 15 years off your note. Yeah. And what are the obstacles? I don't know for you guys, what kind of obstacles are you having, as far as teaching classes or inviting people or, so I am just going to talk to you as far as experience that I've had, just issues I've run into. And, I'm I know Kylie's in the summer hustle too, and Dina's in the summer hustle. So it's funny because while I've been going through all the different videos and everything, they're explaining struggles that I've had. And I'm like, man, I could have saved a lot of time if I just learned that before, but I wouldn't have appreciated it as much. So now that I'm going through it, I don't know, I just appreciate it so much more. So I'm just going to go today I was just writing out just from the top, how to connect with people, how to get people to classes, how to prospect. Prospecting people, I was on a 3-way call with Katie, and we were just talking about how to just kind of add people to your circle of influence. And I told the story about how when I walk around the property here, I say hello to everybody. When I'm at the grocery store, I say hello to everybody. And some areas people think that's kind of weird, but one guy told me, he goes, man, he stopped me while I was going by the mailbox, and he's like, man, you're the nicest guy I've ever met. And I'm like, well, thanks. Because I just lift my head up, I look around, I smile, so people are attracted to that. I'm not talking business with them or anything. I'm just making connections with people. So I think that is so important, just making connections with people. Because initially, I would go to a party or something, had some oils in my pocket, and I'm ready to talk business. Where I learned from that. I learned the hard way that, that approach, it's what got me started, but I had to go through that to learn, okay, my purpose when going to a party or going to an event, or like I try to go to as many events as possible, is just connect with people. You know, I want to add them to my Facebook friends because, you know, they're going to see like what they know what I do. Like I go to a party and people, I don't know how many times I went to several parties for 4th of July. You know, people always say, "Oh, you smell so good. You always smell so good." And like that conversation started and people ask, "Well, what is he like?" People are curious about that. And so I don't even talk about oils. I mean, people come to me asking me about them because they smell them on me, they see me using them or whatever. But most of the time I don't even say anything. They just come to me. It's really crazy how that happens. Yeah, but my goal is just to make a connection. And, you know, I don't even care if like we talk about business for, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. Like it'll just happen. It'll happen naturally. People see my Facebook posts and they'll ask me about it. And yeah, it's just weird that it's just when they do ask me about it, I'm just telling stories about how I've used them or why I started using them and stuff like that, where, you know, I think that is the goal in doing a class too. When you get people to a class, you know, you're just telling stories. And I've also been learning that I feel like I need to apologize to you guys because like my personality color, I'm a green. And so I feel like I need to know all the details. And so I think what has happened is that, you know, you see me knowing all the facts and knowing all the numbers and, you know, 60,000 rosebuds to make an ounce of, you know, all that stuff, you know, like you don't have to know all that stuff. And I feel like because of my example, like, I feel like some of you think like, oh, like I have to know all this information. I have to know like every little thing. But the thing is like we have so many resources available that, you know, we can point people in the right direction. And like when people ask me about certain ailments, like I've had somebody ask me today about what do I use for this? I said, well, you know, I need to check my pocket reference, you know, or, you know, if you have a one, you know, it'd be a good idea to check that out too. And another thing, like what I found recently when I was getting ready for this class tonight is I found, Sarah Harnish's, she has this, workshop thing where she has a whole series of videos and they're all free. They're on her website. And I'm going to put a link to that later. But like I just started watching them last night. And so if you're not a book reader, I'm surprised I read her whole book but she has them all on videos, every chapter for every topic. And I thought that was a hugely great resource. And I'm going to go back and watch each of those too, because like all these different workshops or, you know, the summer hustle and all that stuff, like this is incredible. I mean, this is like a great resource to use. And let me see, what else do I have here? As far as like having classes, like I don't know if I have the scripts for everything. If you guys, I can share all those with you, all the graphics I use. I want to share all that stuff with you. And another thing that I realized that where I messed up is I stopped reading the script. And I feel like because I stopped doing that, I stopped letting people know how easy it is. And so even if you have the script memorized forward and backward, still read it, refer to it, just because we're trying to set an example of like, okay, this is like, all you need to do is read the script. You don't have to know all these details, So, even like making the food and like snacks and whatever, like I'm going back to just making it simple like I did from the very beginning. I had carrots, cut up some celery, some cucumbers, had some water with lemon or orange in it. And I'm just going back to the basics because I feel like I was started like veering off to where people thought, oh, I don't know, like I don't have the resources to do that, or I don't have, just that shouldn't be an issue. Just let's just try to keep it as simple as possible because like, I've done classes without even the graphics, like all we really need to teach a class is our, what's it called? The catalog, because it has pictures of the farms, it has seed to seal in there, and it has everything like as far as using them, inhaling, topically or ingesting. It has all that stuff in there. Like all you need is the catalog, and you can go from that. And with the script, you can do both. And another thing that I've learned as far as like hosting a class, like putting it on Facebook, first of all, creating the description and everything. So every class that I've been teaching, like boosting your immune system, or the one I'm teaching on Wednesday is stay healthy this summer. Those are all 101 classes. It's all the same. The summer, I'm just throwing in sunscreen and insect repellent. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. The other one is the detox your home. That may be a little different, but we have a script for that. We have all the graphics and everything for that. So as far as like, I've seen a huge difference in getting people to classes. I've seen that recently where I changed everything around. Rather than just inviting a bunch of people, what I've been doing is I contact them. I message them before. I say, hey, I'm having a class on Wednesday night. If I invited you, would you attend? I got that from GoPro. All this stuff is like not my own. I got it from different resources. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, I started reading the chat there. Maybe I should open it, and that would help.
Or we could just unmute ourselves and talk. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're blowing up this chat thing. Sorry.
Oh.
Dina said she can barely hear you, but I think it's because she's on her phone.
Can you guys hear me all right?
I can.
Okay. I guess I should have asked that from the very beginning.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't think
Hello?
Yeah, she
I
can't
heard
hear
her.
us.
We hear you, Dina.
Okay. I could not find my second laptop. Sorry.
All right. So as far as like inviting people to classes, what I've seen, where I've seen success is, yeah, I've been messaging them individually before I even add them to the Facebook invite. I ask them, hey, I'm having a class on Wednesday, because I don't want people just let's say I invited 20 people and they're all saying, no, I can't make, or commenting, no, I can't make it that day or whatever. So I just want to add people to the invite who are already said yes. So I know they're going already. So really, ideally, I mean, I've taught a class with 18 people before. That was the most. And that was like nothing I want to wish on anyone here, because like I couldn't talk to everybody. Like I was the only one who was already in this business. Everybody else was brand new. And so it was just me. I couldn't talk to anybody. And so that was a huge missed opportunity. And so what I love is like having like 3-4 people at the max, because I can talk with them individually, and it's manageable, and also, like people feel heard, and you can really, even inviting them to the class, like, let me see, I wrote down some questions kind of, well, with Dina, I did a class, and before that class, I was just sitting down, just kind of preparing for it, and I feel like I just got these questions like came to me. I feel like the Lord has like really anointed this business, and I feel like a lot of it is just listening and like just following His direction, because I feel like He gave me these questions, and I looked them up and I wrote them down because I wanted to use them again, because when you're inviting people to classes, like we want to make sure that they're there for a reason, not just to, not that we just like made them come or they feel like guilty, like for not, or because they've said no so many times, they finally come to your class just to appease you. although the reason why I initially went to a class was because a friend of mine invited me, and I just did it as a favor. I mean, I just thought, hey, she's my friend, so I'm going to go. And, fortunately, like, we all have a big group of friends. And so, like, your friends will do that for you, which is great. And you want that because you want them to at least hear it. Because when they see you down the road and you're, making a good income, they're like, hey, why didn't you tell me about that? So, and, they can be your biggest supporters too. So what was that, Dina?
Steven.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Steven. I didn't even invite him for the longest time. He's like, why haven't you invited me to a class? I'm like, well, I'm having one this week. Why don't you come? So he finally came and got a starter kit, got on ER and, all that. So inviting people to classes, as far as prospecting them, because like if you get people there that are already interested in being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, then you're going to see some good results with that. So I'm going to read these questions that I just sat down. I had them on my phone, and I just asked. I said, "Do you eat well? Do you exercise? Are you concerned about your current health situation? Are you concerned with your future health and mental situation?" And I said, "Are you aware of the thousands of toxic chemicals and household and personal care items in your home or office that can contribute to headaches, allergies, endocrine disruption, hormone imbalances, cancer, autoimmune disorders?" Like, I'm not prescribing anything there. So this is all like, I can say those words. I mean, it's not like, oh, it's non-compliant. It is compliant because I'm not saying, oh, I have a cure for that. I'm saying, are you aware that these chemicals that we're exposed to can create all that?
I'm glad you said that because I always get nervous. I feel like that's my biggest issue is I get nervous with compliance because I want to help someone, but I don't want to say. They always ask me what to use for this, and I don't want to, diagnose or do anything.
Always refer to them to, a resource.
Right.
Have them. Yeah, I mean, we're here to educate them on the basic part of it, but for specifics, we need to steer people in the right direction because people are always like, oh, I need to do my research. Well, go ahead and do your research, you know. But you want to have them do research in the right way, though. I mean, the pocket reference is an excellent, because they back it up with, well, the desk reference, you have that, Kylie, with all the medical references and everything to it. So, just.
And that's the reference I want people to go look, but it's like, hey, you got to go spend $12, $15 on life science, and you might not want to do that. So I'm like, I wish I could make copies of this book, but that would obviously be copyrighted.
Well, I've even taken pictures of something. I send it to people. I say, hey, this is what I read. So
about a specific thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I've done that.
Okay,
so after asking all those questions, like the next question I ask is, do you care? If they care, that's the turning point. Well, we're here to talk about solutions, So are you interested in a healthy alternative or healthy alternatives? That's my next question. And so, but if I know that they're there for the financial side of it, where, they do want to make an income, or maybe they're not even sure, because a lot of people that come to classes, they don't even know that there is an income opportunity with this. So I think that's another great thing about Young Living is that most people are not concerned about that, which is incredible, but there is that income opportunity. So I just ask, are you interested in making additional income? And do you have a retirement plan in place? Do you know what residual income is and how it can supplement your income for the rest of your life, even after you've stopped working? And then the last one is, have you ever heard of geometric progression? That's what I got from Richard Bliss Brooke.
What is it?
Geometric progression. That's just from I got that from the 4-year career. Mm-hmm. And he mentions it, in all of his podcasts too. It's just how it just grows exponentially.
Oh yeah.
How like you can take a penny and keep doubling it, after 15 days, I'm forgetting the numbers. Like here I
I've
am
just never heard
agreeing
that
again.
term
I don't want to be talking about numbers again. I don't do that anymore.
I just have never heard that term for it. I know.
Yeah. So, but back to like inviting people to the class, like after asking those questions, I know like I've qualified them. Like they are a qualified lead. So if they've answered those questions positively, then okay, then they are a fit for doing business, or getting involved with Young Living. They need a starter kit. I mean, obviously, if they're concerned about all that. So, yeah, it's kind of funny how like, I've just been looking at Facebook posts that I've been making, and we really shouldn't gauge like our Facebook posts or like whatever we do on social media, like by the likes and all that stuff. I look at the engagement, because like recently I made a post about citronella. I'm stocking up on citronella because I don't know, I put mosquitoes love my sweet blood on it, which is kind of funny to people, I guess, because a lot of people liked it. But out of that, several people responded. There was some conversations going, but that was all offline that I was doing these conversations where, actually I think 2 of those people I have classes scheduled with, one of them signed up. One of them is coming by tonight to actually pick up a bottle of citronella. I told her, she's coming by like at 9. I told her that I said, well, I'll give you a free bottle of citronella if we have a class and you invite 2 people. I'm turning things around, just like putting a spin on it because she wants some citronella. And so I want her to be educated about what oils are, what they do and everything. And so that's just my way of, I don't know, it was just being creative with it. So let me see what else I want to. I think I went through a lot of these. And then also going through the class itself, like you don't need to talk about every single oil. Like really, I mean, you can breeze through them because the time where they're going to be listening to what you have to say is when they have their starter kit. So follow up is huge. That's where I learned that I've learned all this through experiences. Like I've learned that my follow-up wasn't very good. And I found out how to fix that. And it's because I don't like the pocket references. I don't give anybody a pocket reference until they get their kit, because I tell them, okay, when you get your kit, let me know, because I'm going to go to your house and I'm going to sit down with you. I'm going to tell you what every oil, does. And I'm going to show you a little trick how to use your diffuser. Do you know the little trick where you turn the thing over and you fill it up with your finger on it and it fills perfectly? Do you guys know that trick? I got to do a grand opening. I call them grand openings, because I go to your house and do a grand opening. And yeah, if you have the desert mist and you turn the top of it upside down, put your finger on it, you fill it up, and then you move your finger out of the way, it'll fill it up perfectly. So anyway, that's a little trick I show them. It's kind of funny how I got this trick. And so they're excited to hear about this trick. So anyway, when I'm at their place, teaching them everything, and then I say, okay, this is when I give you your pocket reference, because they're looking forward to that, to me meeting with them after getting their starter kit. And that has been huge. And also when they sign up for a starter kit, PSK, I've been seeing some huge improvements with ER, because I say, well, if you sign up for ER, with your kit on ER, you get $10 right away. You get 10% back. So that's $10. And who doesn't want, free $10 just for, signing up, And I say, ER is totally optional. You know, they can cancel when they want to. But once they get in the swing of things, like now, like me, for example, why would I stop being on ER? Why would I stop using these products? Am I going to go back to using Tide and Lysol and whatever? Like, no, like I'm never going to do that, you know, because I know better. So anyway, like, okay, so they're going to get $10 for being on ER, which is like, who's going to say no to $10? And then also I say, well, like, okay, we're at this point where, like, do you know anybody that, well, I ask yes questions. I say, well, this is usually at the end of the 101 class. I ask, you know, do you think this information is helpful, you know, in order to, you know, be healthy? And, you know, of course they say yes. And I just ask, you know, do you think, you know, it's important to share this with other people? And, you know, they'll say yes, of course. And so I say, well, like, who do you think, you know, we should share it with? And so, you know, they can think of a couple of people, their mom, their sister, you know, whatever. And so I'll say, well, let's go ahead and set up a class with them, you know, like you could even have them attend their grand opening just so they could see, you know, what's in the kit, what it's all about, because they're excited. It's a grand opening. They're seeing it all. And you're talking about each different oil in there. So if they had somebody there with them, you know, they're going to see all that too. And this is not new information. I learned this from the Shell Carter class. You know, this is all stuff that, you know, I don't have to come up with this stuff. This is the awesome thing that, you know, you can learn it all from our upline. And another thing like that I've learned from Summer Hustle is there's a video that I watched where this lady had like some duct tape. And she said, when you ask a question, you know, put the duct tape over your mouth. Stop talking. You know, ask them a question. Let them talk. You know, just ask questions and be interested in them. Don't be interesting. Be interested in what they have to say, because people, you know, they're there for a reason. They're either going to tell you their health issue. They're going to tell you every reason why they need a starter kit. You know, so if we're talking about all the details, all the numbers, and, you know, all the stuff that I love to talk about, like, I need to shut up. You know, like, I need to let them talk and just be interested in them. And let me see, I put some questions somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. They're really good too. Like what kind of questions to ask? Okay, what do you like about that? And what do you not like about that? And the big one is tell me more, you know? Yeah, I mean, simple stuff like that is like, you'll get them telling you everything about why they need all this stuff. And also, during classes, I think, another thing that I learned from the hustle, I learned it from a convention last year too, is that facts tell and stories sell. So facts, I mean, like, that's what I was doing. I was telling all the facts, all the numbers, all the details. And what I really need to be doing is talking about stories, giving testimonies. If you're brand new and you don't have your own testimonies, like, use the company's stories, you know, about how it got started, how Gary Young put the seeds in his boot, and, you know, he brought them over here to the US, and, you know, just stories like that. And because our story, our testimony is everything. Nobody is going to argue with your testimony. Nobody is going to not believe you. I mean, this is what happened to you, you know, like, I mean, yeah, your story is everything. So really craft it. And really, like, I've been finding that just vulnerability too, like, that is huge. I mean, when you're talking with your friends or, you know, even if you just met them, you know, like just that vulnerability creates a connection with them, because connections are so important. Not just, I don't know. I've kind of had this mind shift where, like, you know, if they buy the kit or not, like that's really not important. Like, I just want them to be educated. I want them to be able to make that choice on their own. And I think it's a smart idea, of course, to get started with the starter kit. And I always say in the classes that, you know, I say the reason why I talk about the starter kit so much, you know, even though, you know, it's it's $184 after tax and shipping. Like, I just say that, you know, that is the greatest value. That's why I keep talking about it, because you're getting $412 worth of stuff for 186 after all that. So, I was trying to speed up my talking. I'm just trying to keep it under an hour. So, let me see if there's any other things I wanted to include. Another thing. Here's a good section to get into. Another thing about hosting classes at your home, or anywhere, like that, like I'm about to have my place under construction, like my bathroom remodeled and everything, which I think is a good thing, because I like having my place in a disarray. I think that is relatable. Because people think that, you know, I don't have to have everything perfect. I mean, I know my place is like spotless because I clean all the time. But so that's another thing. Like, people, I need to be relatable with people. Like, have a mess on the floor or something, you know. I mean, I do have boxes everywhere. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't have to have everything perfect. You know, clean the bathroom and clean just the area that you're going to be in, you know, or just sit at the kitchen table, or, you know, whatever. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so they don't care about your house, they care about your heart. So I got that from Summer Hustle too. That was amazing. So, okay, I talked a little bit about creating more like your circle of influence. I mean, I don't know how many of you, we probably each have like hundreds of friends, maybe even thousands. I know some of you are very popular on social media, like you, Kylie.
What? What are you talking about? I'm always like, dang, I need more friends. Well, I guess it's Instagram. Facebook is just a bunch of my parents' friends.
Well, I'm glad you're speaking up right now, because like you made a post recently about wanting to like hold babies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Robert texted me and was like, "You're a genius." And I was like, why? I didn't even think of it at the time. And I was like, all those people have babies. All those people need seedlings. Like, they need all of it. They need all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. I still have yet to hang out with anyone from that post though. So that's a problem. Yeah. I need to get on that.
I mean, but you planted a seed though, so that's going to go somewhere.
I need to post more.
And
about Young Living on my profile.
And what I've been doing lately is like I've just been scrolling through Facebook, because like I'm looking for like people that I haven't spoken to in a while. Like, I mean, I'm always saying happy birthday to people. When I do happy birthday, I always leave a funny like GIF on there too, like trying to leave some kind of impact. And what I've been learning from Summer Hustle too is like reconnecting with people, you know, taking them to coffee, you know, and it's not like talking about business or anything. We're just reestablishing relationships. Yeah. And just being on people's radar. And like whenever, let me see, I was at a pool party like a couple of days ago, and there was a woman just sitting by herself, and so I just sat down next to her, just started talking with her, and oh yeah, she's one of them that responded to that citronella post that I had, Oh, and also about Facebook posts, like I've noticed some things too that I've been doing, and like if I put like a post that's like a generic picture of somebody with holding an oil or just, like that really doesn't, I don't know, that really doesn't make an impact. It's more like when it's me or my, my life, that's where it's more impactful. That's where people relate to it. They want to see what's going on in my life. They don't want to see a picture of somebody else, where it's not, so, I mean, I was thinking specifically about, like there was a post recently for 4th of July and how like we should, like our dog, like a bunch of dogs like run away because of the, all the fireworks and everything. And, whose dog was that, in the picture, I don't know whose it was. It wasn't like, if I had a dog, like I would have taken a picture of my dog, and I'm just trying to give tips here of
Yeah, but
like
you don't have.
what we can do just to make it more relatable to what's going on with us. And, but I mean, I saw it and I just thought about it for a while. I was like, man, maybe I should have done that differently. And so I think that's really great that we can just look at what we've been doing and like think about how can we do that better. And I don't know. I mean, we can do everything better. We just learn from what we've done, and we learn from all these different resources that we have. Oh, and also on Facebook, as far as expanding your circle is like joining different groups that you have interests in, like joining a running group, like, or gardening, or a church group, or if you're into like swing dancing or, something like that, just connecting with more people, just having a bigger circle of friends. Yeah. So I think I've gone through all these. Cool. I didn't even read it. I'm going through them all.
Network.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Dean is the
thing.
queen of networking.
And go
Where's
to
your
as many
face go, Dean?
parties. Robert's the party king. Go to as many parties as possible. There's a book called Never Eat Alone. You need to buy it, read it, and don't buy it on Kindle. Buy the hard copy so you can go back and reread it. But man, that changes your life. If you have something where you have a lunch or a dinner or even a breakfast planned with folks all the time, do something every day or at least 2-3 times a week if you can. That really impacts your bottom line quickly. And it's planting seeds is what it is. I mean, it took me a while to reap the rewards of that. But every time you see me out somewhere and I'm on the town doing whatever, yeah, everybody laughs or teases me. Oh, you're always on the go. You're always doing something. You're always out on the town. Yeah, but it's for business. I may look like I'm having a lot of fun, but it is for business. And never, lose that opportunity. I mean, yeah, you don't want to oversell your friends, but you want to stay as busy as possible and share that with them. And I take my little suitcase full of the oils. I call it my suitcase. I keep it in my purse all the time and just share the oils. I just pop out that little bag and start sharing them. I learned that from Robert. He's always got a few in his pocket. Since I'm a girl, yay, I get to carry a purse with a bunch of them in there and just keep sharing them with as many people as possible. And a lot of people ask if you just take out your little bag or you start using your oils, put some in your water, your tea, if you're out on the town. And it automatically is a conversation starter about 75% of the time.
Yeah. So, the networking queen. So
it works.
And then also, like, we have a lot of people that have gone inactive too. And so it's just reconnecting with them too. Just saying, like, I've been thinking about you, and like, or just people that we haven't spoken to in a long time, that, like, because people do come on, they cross my mind. And so when that happens, like, I think there's a reason for that. People cross our mind for a reason because, either the Lord is like prompting us to speak with them, because like one time I messaged somebody, and just because they came on my mind, I direct messaged them, and they were like saying, "Hey, I was just thinking about," or she said that to me. "I was just thinking about you because I was wanting to get started with because she had come to my class like a year before, and she was wanting to, like a year later, now she's wanting to get started with Young Living, and she was like, well, I was wondering if I should go with this other person or me." And so so she said, I just messaged her like right when she was thinking of all that. And so I was like, thank you, Lord, like, I mean, that's amazing. So I'm just along for the ride, and, and, wherever the Lord's going to prompt me or what to do, like, I'm just going to follow that lead. And because I know from it, like I've been seeing some amazing things, and yeah, like, I don't know what else to say about that, but it's just been amazing.
Don't ever think for a moment that anything is coincidence.
Yeah.
Everything is divine orchestration.
Yeah, exactly. So, one of the other things I learned from Sarah Harnish's videos, man, that was like a gold mine that I just struck like last night. I just found all those videos on her website, and but she said, there's two things to share: your passion and compassion. So as far as compassion, like, like, because I have all these facts in my head, all that stuff, like, I need to stop sometimes. I've been like putting on the brakes and just like, hey, wait a minute. Like, what, like, why did you contact me about these oils? Or why, like, what's going on with you? Like, what specifically, like, even before a class, because I wanted to know, like, okay, why are we meeting? Because otherwise, if we don't have a purpose, like, oh, we're just here there to talk about oils. No, it has to be deeper than that, because I wanted to find out from her, okay, why are we getting together? Because otherwise, she could cancel, because it's just surface level, as far as I'm concerned, it's just about oils, but it's so much deeper than that. Why, like, what, because, yeah, she said there was, she had anxiety, and I said, well, what's bringing on that anxiety? And she said, it was her finances. And so, so that's
two ways to make it work.
Pardon me?
2 ways to make it work.
Right. So yeah, there's two opportunities there. I mean, there's,
yep.
The oils for the anxiety, and then there's, the income opportunity. So if I didn't ask those, or, if I wasn't compassionate, I wouldn't know how to talk to her, or, why exactly, we're having this, because, I had to drive. I mean, I didn't have to, but we met over in Arlington. So, if I was going to do the drive all the way out there, I wanted to, make sure that it was going to, go through and everything. We met at a Starbucks, and yeah, there again, like, as far as having classes at your house and all that, like, I had it at a Starbucks, I've had them before I had it once on a picnic table in a park, and there, like, I didn't have graphics. I didn't have, it was just, we had a conversation, and at the one at Starbucks, I did pull out my catalog, my product guide, just to show her some of the farms and stuff. And she wanted to look through the products and everything too. But that's all I needed. I had my computer, I didn't use it. And yeah, just, it doesn't have to be as hard as, like, I've been making it. I've been making it too hard. So, yeah, just the script. Because I remember sitting down with Katie the first time, and I read my script to you. How did I do, Katie?
I think you did very well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So we do have about 5 minutes left. So is there anything that, I mean, you can put it in like text it in, or you can just ask questions, or let me know, like you can message me directly if you need some things, or however you want to do it. That's what I'm here for. But I'm here to empower you guys. So I want you guys to be equipped to be able to do this too. Because even this class tonight, I wasn't really planning on doing this. I was planning on doing a 101, and I just felt a prompting to do something like this to connect with you guys, to find out, get a pulse on what's going on.
I've made an order with, I forgot what website, Oil Revolutions Designs or whatever. I have been finding that when I meet with people, when I'm networking or going to events or dinners or whatever, that I need to give them something to put in their hand to remind them and to keep the interest level going. Because when I'm meeting these folks, it's not for a one-on-one, it's because we were at the same place at the same time, or we are having dinner or whatever. And I think that makes a difference to put a small little, like a starter guide, one of the little small ones, just, have it in my purse and share that with them. Otherwise, everything that I share with them when I talk to them can be lost. And so that little starter guide is a reminder. And, don't think for a moment that I haven't given them a quick one-on-one class when I'm talking to them in general, but it really would help to give them the starter guide as well. I just feel that there's a gap that needs to be filled with that little starter guide, and they end up being about a little less than $1, or about $1 a piece. Mm-hmm. So they're, I think, worth it. And they can share that with someone else too. I was talking to a friend recently who works in a dentist office, and she wanted to be able to share something with her dentist office. And if you don't have something like that on hand, then you don't have anything to give her to take home. Now, you could offer to do a one-on-one class or whatever, share a video, but a lot of times, and I know for me this is the case, maybe not everyone, but I like to read and I like to have something in my hand. And mm-hmm. So that really can make a difference. And so far I've been doing everything without that. And I think that would be a boost, a help, and again, something that they can share with other people too.
Mm-hmm. Great.
So I'm going to give that a whirl.
Thanks. Let me see. Anyone else? Yeah, so I want to be available for you guys, and I also want, like I said before, I just want to be able to equip you guys to be able to do this too. And yeah, like I was saying before, I feel like I was kind of making it look like, okay, like this is too much, but I'm working on simplifying things and yeah, just to make it more duplicatable, because that's how it's really going to grow, just being duplicatable, just having everything just simplified. And so
I think it's important also to realize that you need to do what works for you, because not everything works for everybody. Hmm. We've all got our own special gifts, our own special talents, things, we're all a different personality type with different backgrounds and different stories to share. I think your suggestion about, don't be afraid to share your testimony, your story, is absolutely true. But I think first and foremost, especially with all the business books I read, the first thing you have to concentrate on, you need to do what works for you. Whatever is working, you need to continue that. And if you haven't figured that out yet, then you need to keep working on, exploring, doing whatever to make that work for you the best it can be. And if it's working, for heaven's sake, don't tamper with the formula. And what works for you may not work for the next person. Like, I can't imagine, you know, my life's very different than a lot of other folks. I have a different business and have a whole giant pool of people to pull from. So, you know, my, you know, networking and stuff just for regular business purposes, not Young Living, I mean, is totally separate, but they can definitely, you know, cross-pollinate and make that work. But, you know, everybody needs to first and foremost think about what works best for them. And then once that gets going, then yes, you definitely look at, you know, what is duplicatable for other people. But I don't think that should be the first focus. I think it should be focusing on what works for you in your world and your life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing. I have a question. Does anybody else use the starter guides or any type of printed material when they're doing one-on-ones or they're out talking to people?
The starter guide, like, I mean,
Yeah,
the little.
any type of, does anybody share or have and use any printable material that they share with folks when they're doing one-on-ones or they're doing classes or they're just meeting people? Does anybody else in this Zoom call use any printed materials for whatever purpose?
Just these. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if it's muted. Can y'all hear
Yeah,
me?
you're on.
These I got from Oil Revolution Designs.
Yeah.
And,
Is that the small one or big one?
They have, this is the bigger one. It's like
Okay.
the size of my head, but and these are the older ones though. So I haven't gotten the new ones yet for the new starter kit, but I'm still gonna, I mean, I guess use these. Just tell them about the kit for now because I need to get rid of these too. But
how do you feel that they work?
I'm sorry.
How do you feel that they work?
I mean, they seem a lot like they seem happy to have it in their hand, but I haven't had anyone come to me yet for it. I haven't given that many out though. I need to be better at that. I never, like, when I meet, it's hard to keep them on hand, like, to keep, like, I just need to be better at keeping them on me when I'm in public. I'm like, oh, well, it's at my house. Like, that's not doing any good, so.
Well, that's why I thought it'd be good to have the small ones to keep them in your purse.
Yeah.
Well, I taught a class with these one time. I just had 2 of them, so I gave the other person one, and we just thumbed through them at the same time. That's how I did.
That's a great idea.
So you can make, I made this at Office Depot. I got this off of, I think, the YL Share app. I did this a while ago, but it's just like a thieves booklet since there's nothing really just highlighting the thieves line. And I only made one, so I made it for a class, and but it was pretty cheap to make if you want to hand these out, or like make whatever you want. Make it about whatever you want. So it's not just whatever Oil Revolution Designs has, or you can customize it however you want. And they make it in this little
cool
spiral bound. It's like plastic cover.
There's also a new line of brochures that Oil Revolution Designs is making. That, like, for different stages of sign up for Young Living. So I thought about ordering a set of those and see what they look like.
Yeah.
So it might be worth taking a look at.
Well, what I'm going to do tonight after I get off this is watch some of Sarah Harnish's videos from that list that she had, because those were like awesome. So
I've started boot camp so many times, and I'm just the worst because I have so many things that I want to start, and I start them all at once, and I don't finish any of them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. If you want to do boot camp, Dina, or whoever else wants to do this, Robert, if you want to start over with us, that'd be cool too. I'm just kidding, but do you have the updated version or the other one? Because there's 2.
Of which one?
There's 2 boot camps. There's 2. She has the updated version of the boot camp.
No, this was on her website, and it's all already on there. It's just free.
No, I know. I'm talking about the book. It goes with the book.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you're right. You don't even need the book. You really don't. But it goes with the book and the workbook that she has.
Gotcha.
What videos are you talking about, Robert?
What's that?
What videos are you talking about?
I just found them on her website. What I forgot I have it somewhere.
Is it Game Plan Boot Camp?
I have it up here.
Because if it's that, then it goes with the books.
Like the videos you're talking about.
It's oilability.
Watching after this class. What videos are those?
It's on oilabilityteam.com. So it's Sarah's her website, and she just has game plan boot camp. I'll share the link with you guys.
Share that with us.
Yeah, I'll share that with you guys because they have it broken down in separate days.
Okay.
Awesome information. So I'm going to close it out with that. I'm going to share that information with you. And does everybody have a script and the slides and all that kind of stuff?
Nope.
Okay, I'll pass that along. I'm wondering if I'll just share it with you through the event, through the Facebook event.
I'll got it right now.
Details on there.
I've never had a script. I've never had slides or anything. I just.
Yeah, I stole mine, so. I just got them from.
That's not a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, I got them from a Facebook event, and I just copied it. So all right, let's go ahead and close it out. I just want to pray for everybody, and let's close it out like we should, So Father, I just pray for everybody that joined the call tonight, and those who will be watching it later, Father. I just pray just a blessing over each one. Lord, I just ask that with this business, you're just able to give them an opportunity to not only impact their own household, but their community and even the world, Father. We're all in this because we want to do your will, Lord. And please I just ask just for a blessing, just that we can follow through. Just give us the strength and the wisdom that we need to move forward. We know that you're with us, Lord. We just ask for you just to guide our steps and just show us the way. And just give us a willing heart that's just able to endure what we need to endure and just give us the strength to carry on, Lord. We love you, Father, and I love everybody in this class. I love everybody in this business, Father. I'm just glad that we're all to come together and just come together and just do something more with our lives, Father. Just something beyond ourselves. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this. I'm just filled with joy, and I just want to overflow into just other people's lives, just like everyone else in this group. We love you, Father, and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Now, how do I turn this thing off? Hilarious.
Thanks, Robert.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.